Hello everyone. You have somehow found your way to the Sales and Marketing Messaging session. This is Chris Wayne. In this session I'll be teaching you what you need to know about marketing messaging. I'll say from the outset there is a lot of material here, maybe too much to take in one sitting, so I recommend you go through it a couple of times to be sure you understand it. And as a favor to you, I've also sprinkled in a few quiz questions here and there to help ensure you remember some of the key concepts. So, let's get busy. Okay, we're going to start with the basics. What is it that we're selling? Well, we're selling products and we're selling services. We know that. We might be selling products and services that actually perform better than the competition. Sometimes we might say that we have the best value, which, we're going to talk about what value means. There's a lot of uncertainty there about what value actually is. We can say that we offer the highest reliability or the newest technology. There are lots of things that we can actually sell. Ultimately, what we're selling is hope, or we're selling the mitigation of fear. Think of a coin with the two sides being hope and fear. You're ultimately selling hope that your customers' lives are going to be better. They're going to feel better, worry less. They're going to be happier. They're going to enjoy their work more. They're going to make fewer mistakes. I mean, there's a long list of hopes that they have. And, at the same time, you're mitigating fear. They may not like their current supplier, but they're afraid to make a change. As they say, the devil I know is better than the devil I don't know. So they can have fear they're going to make a mistake, fear that down the road they're going to wish they hadn't made a change to you. So your job is to actually explain to them how you can deliver hope and how you can minimize their fears. Let's go ahead and talk for a second about why people don't buy from you. There's usually a long list. I have only included 6 here. These seem to be very common. So the first one is they just don't have time. I don't have time to buy it. I don't have time to shop around. I just don't have time. Number 2, I'm not interested. I'm not aware that I need to change suppliers. I'm not aware that I need to change products. I'm just not really interested. Number 3 is, there's really no difference between you or anybody else. Everybody does it the same way. Everybody offers the same things. It's just a commodity. I'm not really aware that you offer anything different from anybody else. Number 4, no belief. I just don't believe what you're telling me. How can it be that you can deliver something so much better, so far superior to what other people do? I've been around for a long time. I've seen a lot of things. I'm experienced, and I just don't believe what you're telling me. Number 5, no decision. I just haven't made a decision yet. I'm shopping around. I need to talk to some other people. You know what? If you just call me in 6 months, maybe I'll have an answer then. I'm just not ready to make a decision. And number 6, there's no easy way to buy. I've made my decision. I like you guys, but you just make it so darn difficult to buy what I want. Can't I just select the parts or select the product that I want, place an order and get it and make it easy? But you guys just don't make it easy. So these are, it seems to me, the top reasons that people choose not to buy from you. We're going to take these head on and address them so that we can really leave our customers with no reason to say no to us. Now, we need to have a conversation about benefits. Ultimately, people make a decision to buy based on benefits, based on what they're going to get out of it. The benefit is what the customer receives and experiences and enjoys in exchange for their time, trouble, trust, and money. What is your customer going to get out of it? Especially, what would they get out of it that they wouldn't get from somebody else? So those are the benefits. Unfortunately, though, when we do our sales and marketing, we typically talk about our features and our functions.
what our product does, how long our company has been around, how many employees we have, that sort of thing. We talk about the features and functions, and we expect the customer to be able to discern the benefits from that list. Isn't it obvious to you that you need this thing with all these features and functions? And yet, oftentimes, it's not obvious. I've personally gone into clients thinking I had done an outstanding sales job. I had covered all the bases. We had had a good, what I thought was a good conversation, and left expecting an order. And you know what? Lo and behold, no order. Why is that? I had talked all about the features and functions, but I hadn't boiled those things down to the benefits. You know, the benefits depend on the person you're talking to. Benefits are relative to who you're talking to. One product may offer benefits for me, another product may not. For instance, you know, my mom is in her late 70s and she has a cell phone. She has an iPhone. She doesn't use it for surfing the web. She doesn't use it for anything except really taking calls and occasionally checking her email. All of those features, all of those functions that are built into that phone, and yet they don't offer a benefit to my mom. Whereas for me, I use my cell phone for lots of different things, and those features and functions do translate into benefits for me. So what we need to do is start our conversation with benefits and then prove that we can deliver those benefits based on the features and the functions. The features and the functions are the facts and the figures and the details that make up your offering. Those are the things like how long we've been in business, the number of employees we have, all of the different capabilities that we have, what our production capacity is. All of those things that we usually talk to our customers about, those are the features and functions. And yet that's not necessarily going to lead the customer to buy from us. What we need to do is turn this equation around and start the conversation with benefits. You want to hook the person with the benefit. And then once they're hooked, once they're interested, then you can explain how you can deliver your benefit with your features and functions. If you lead off with features and functions, it's kind of like listening to a story. They have to wait to the end until they understand the purpose. So don't treat this necessarily like a story. Lead off with the benefit, what the customer is going to get out of it. You're going to save time. You're going to save money. You're going to feel better at the end of the day. You're not going to make the same mistakes you've made in the past. And that's because of our features and functions. And it gives you an opportunity then to dig deeper into the features and functions. Another nice thing from the standpoint of sales is if you're a salesman and you go in to talk to a particular customer and you kind of have an idea of what you want to talk about, let's say on-time delivery, and you get into the conversation, you realize, you know what, on-time delivery really isn't that important to me, but distribution is. Well, then you need to be ready to talk about the benefits of your distribution model. And if they're interested in that, you can dig deeper. So go into these conversations ready to go at it from different angles. Start each from the benefits. And then if they seem interested, then dig deeper into the features and functions. And here's how it sounds. I can deliver that benefit because of these features and functions. That will hook them earlier, keep them interested. You'll give a more compelling pitch behind what it is you have to sell. Let's talk a little bit about features, functions, and benefits. So I've got some examples here. My cell phone has a backlit screen. The first cell phone I had 20 years ago did not. It was a flip phone, and I had to carry a little pen light with me so I could see the screen at night. The feature of my phone is a backlit screen. What does that feature do for me? Well, it enables me to see the thing in the dark. Isn't that nice? Yes, of course it is. But I have to ask, why would it matter to me to be able to see it in the dark? That converges on the benefit. I have my cell phone, traveling on the road a lot from client to client, traveling a lot at night, and I get a call or somebody sends me an email. I need to be able to see it when it's dark. What does that do for me? Well, it helps me to worry less about responding to somebody. It helps me to have greater peace of mind knowing my family's trying to get in touch with me and they can actually do it. So that's how you do the feature, function, and benefit. The feature is what it has, the function is what it does, and the benefit is what the customer receives. Elastic band in pants. Yes, I hate to admit it, but I do have elastic bands in my pants. It does provide extra circumference, and the benefit to me is it makes me more comfortable after my Sunday brunch buffet with the family. Colors on this table here. The colors make it easier to follow. That's the function. But what is the benefit? The benefit is that it should help speed your understanding. Let's talk about emojis. I don't like emojis. What does emojis do for you? They help to eliminate typing. What is the benefit, though, to eliminate the typing? Faster expression. You can express yourself faster. Maybe not necessarily more accurately, though. I'm not particularly good with emojis. Shop processes and procedures. What does that do? That brings standardized work. Okay, great. I've got standardized work. What does that do for the customer? It makes me more satisfied because there's consistency from product to product. It helps to reduce scrap. It helps to reduce rejects and returns. Now, the feature in-house design and creative capability. These would be for companies that maybe machine shops or fab shops. Yeah, they'll make whatever you give them a drawing for, but if you don't have a drawing, they can create one for you. They can design parts. They can design machines, that sort of thing. So that's the feature. They can do in-house design. They don't have to farm it out. What is the function? Well, you get your unique designs done faster. Very nice. What is the benefit the customer receives from you having in-house design? Probably shorter lead time and potentially for them increased profits. Online ordering. That's the feature. What is the function of online ordering? Well, it kind of speeds the selection of what you're looking for, and it helps you to speed up the time it takes to purchase something. You can shop around, find what you want, place an order, and you're done. And it's much more convenient than getting in the car, going to the store, finding they don't have it on the shelf. Very frustrating. Well, so the customer benefit is save time, save money, and, you know what, probably also reduced frustration. I think the same can be said for a company offering 24-hour service. We have a 24-hour service hotline. Call us anytime. What does that do for me? Well, the function is that it enables repair at any time. I don't have to wait until the company opens up. I can call them anytime and they'll service my needs. Well, okay, what's the benefit to that? The benefit is it saves me time and it saves me money. And it also probably reduces hassles, reduces frustrations, gives me greater peace of mind knowing that my downtime is going to be reduced. Now that we've talked about benefits and the need for benefits, we're going to talk about now three critical dimensions for success in messaging. The first one is the overt benefit promise. You need to make a promise to your customers, and that promise needs to be based on a benefit you're going to deliver to them, and it needs to be overt. Overt means obvious, blunt, intuitive, in your face. Don't make them guess at it. Tell them. The second element is the real reason to believe. Once you've made a big promise, then they're going to say, this is different. This is unexpected. Prove to me that you can actually do this. Give me some proof. Give me some credibility. So once you've done that, you've offered a big promise. You've provided plenty of credibility or real reason to believe. Now you need to show how you are different, you're unique, and it's meaningful to the customer. So the dramatic difference is what makes you unique in a meaningful way to the customer. These are the three dimensions for success in messaging, and really what it's doing is it's answering three of these fundamental questions. What's in it for me? Why should I believe you? Why should I care? All right, let's look a little bit deeper into the overt benefit promise. Benefits need to be specific and numeric. If you are better and you say you are better, nobody's going to believe you because you haven't proven it. If you say you've got the best service, I will guarantee you have a dozen competitors who also say they have the best service. And what does best service mean? If you say you have the best value, let's be specific about what that value means. You need to define value in your terms. Be specific and numeric about it. Once you do that and you make a claim, nobody can refute it. It's very difficult to refute it. You own whatever benefit that is. Be overt with your specific and numeric benefits. Don't make them guess at it. Don't keep it a secret. Tell them. Be obvious about what your benefit is. Now, there are 3 types of benefits. All right? 3 major types of benefits. There are logical benefits. We call these head benefits. They're logical. They appeal to our sense of logic. They just make some kind of sense. There are emotional benefits. We call these heart benefits. Emotional, they appeal to our sense of personhood or belonging or family. And these are often speaking to safety, security, peace of mind, ease of use, confidence. I'm going to worry less. I'm going to have fewer hassles. And then the third one is a wallet benefit based on financial savings, time savings, money savings. These are the 3 major benefits. Now let me point something out to you here. People make an emotional buying decision. Even if you're selling steel brackets to somebody or your job is drilling holes, somebody buys drilled holes from you, they still make an emotional buying decision. It's still a heart decision. And here's why. You show them your quote. You demonstrate your product. Maybe they get a tour of your facility. They get a chance to talk to you. And they get a good feeling about the things they see. They get all this data, all this proof. They know all this stuff about you. And at the end of the day, they either feel good about placing an order from you or they don't. That feel good is the heart benefit. So they make an emotional decision and they justify it based on the head and the wallet. Heart comes first. Heart is most important. You want to demonstrate the heart benefits quickly. You want to demonstrate the heart benefits first, and then they're going to justify that based on the head and the wallet. Let me just say it is really difficult to teach messaging and marketing without using logos. What I've tried to do is find some advertisements that are relevant to what we're talking about and block out their identity, their logos. So that's why you're going to see some funky looking graphics here. I've tried to block out some logos. Let's look at the kid on the left. He's picking his nose. He's going to make himself sick. He's going to make somebody else sick. Use hand sanitizer. Of course, it's logical. It just makes sense. There's no emotional appeal here. There's nothing about value, saving time, saving money. This is a head benefit. One to the right is a drywall compound. Goes on pink, dries white. That's very logical. Well, the fine text there says it lets you know precisely when it's time to sand and to paint. Well, you know what? If I'm doing this full time, if my living is doing drywall, I'm not going to worry about knowing exactly when it's time to paint. I'm going to know. I'm a professional. So this is not necessarily for professionals. This is for do-it-yourselfers who have fears. They're afraid they're going to mess it up. They've never done it before. This is basically saying, goes on pink, dries white, so use it. But you could, by logical extension, you could infer an emotional benefit of you're not going to screw this up. But that's not what this ad says. This ad says goes on pink, dries white, letting you know when it's time to sand. This is a logical appeal. The one under it is for itch cream. Relieves itch fast. Well, okay, that's it. There's nothing there about best value. There's nothing there about making you worry less or anything like that. So you could infer that there's an emotional appeal because relieving itch fast is going to make you feel better, but this is primarily a logical appeal. Now let's look at some heart benefits. Look at the ad on the left. This is for orange juice. and you've got the mom and her kids, and they're squeezing each other, and there's this play on words, isn't there? Squeezing your family, loving your family, and fresh squeezed orange juice. So what is it they're selling here? Are they selling orange juice? This is orange juice in a carton, but that's not what they're selling. What they're selling is the feeling that you're doing the right thing for yourself and your family. You're confident that you're doing the right thing for your family, for your kids. You're not so worried that you're going to be letting them down in some way. You're going to rest better knowing that they're having a nutritious drink. So that's an emotional appeal. Very few words, one graphic that kind of tugs at our heartstrings, a mom and her kids. And so this is really an ad for orange juice, but it's an emotional appeal, making you feel better about caring for your kids. The one on the right is similar to it. We have a dad holding a baby, and they're in a room somewhere playing a xylophone. I don't get it, but the child has no clothes on. Dad's fully clothed. And you can tell the weather's pretty bad outside. The ad said, "What good is a furnace with a lifetime warranty if it doesn't make your life more comfortable?" Well, good point. Because we can assume that some furnaces have a lifetime warranty, but they don't have a high efficiency. They don't do a particularly good job of keeping you warm. In this case, what they're saying is, yes, we have a lifetime warranty, and we are more efficient, we're more effective. Well, that's pretty good. There's something as technical as a furnace. This ad, though, is an emotional appeal for doing the right thing for your family, taking care of them. What happens when the weather gets bad? Have you chosen the right furnace to keep you guys out of trouble? This is an emotional appeal. And so that's what's going on here. These are ads for technical products that they're actually advertising with emotional heart messaging. Now we come to the wallet or savings benefits. So the ad on the left, the guy's being weighed down by the light bulb. Don't let your electricity bill weigh you down. Save time, save money. This is a wallet benefit. You're going to save time, save money. You can also infer that there's somewhat of an emotional benefit in this because the guy's weighed down. He obviously is feeling some sort of distress about how am I going to pay my power bill. So that's what's going on with this ad. What are they telling you to do? Change to these new light bulbs. They use less electricity, and they're going to make it easier for you to pay your power bill. Well, the ad on the right is for a product that also saves you time and money. It goes under the door and keeps drafts out from going through doors and windows. Cold air stays out, heat stays in, and you see in the upper right-hand corner, save energy, save money. These are pretty straightforward. These are opportunities to save money, but they also do kind of smuggle in these emotional attachments because they imply that we're going to be feeling better. Now let's mix it up a little bit and see if we can discern the differences. Here's a couple of vacuum cleaners. The one on the left, their claim is others clog, ours doesn't. And then the one on the right says what's ruby red, easily stashed away, and makes you look good fast. Well, I think we can discern from this that the one on the left is strictly a logical appeal or a head benefit. It doesn't clog. Well, one of the things about head benefits that you'll notice as you get into this is that they require a little bit of an assumption, a leap in logic. You have to get to the point to where you know that clogging is bad for the vacuum cleaner. Others clog, ours doesn't. This is a sort of a head appeal about their vacuum cleaner. Compare this to the one on the right, and their claim is about making you look good fast. This is about impressions. This is about feeling better, worrying less, especially worrying less about what other people think. This vacuum cleaner is apparently for when you want to impress someone. Maybe you've got in-laws coming over, you're going to throw a party, something like that, and you want to look good fast. Well, you know what? It's not the lipstick that makes you look better, it's the vacuum cleaner. And that's what they're selling here. making you look good fast. This is an emotional or a heart pitch for basically the same kind of product. They're both vacuum cleaners. All right, this one should be easy. Low cost per mile. This is obviously a wallet benefit, saving money. Now, let's see if we can spin this one a little bit differently. This one's obviously talking about saving money per mile. Where they go, whatever, or wherever they go, whatever they haul. That's their sort of tagline for this type of tire. This is obviously a wallet benefit. How could we spin this into an emotional or heart benefit instead? Well, let's think about the audience. Remember, benefits are relative to a target audience. Who is going to read this ad? Maybe a fleet manager who's got to manage a fleet of trucks, and it's her responsibility to make sure that we've got good tires on the trucks. They do want to save money. And maybe I want this pitch to still be about saving money, but I want it to come from an emotional angle. That could be something like, this is a difficult industry and margins are tight and you don't have lots of opportunities to recover from mistakes. Don't make a mistake by buying the wrong kind of tire. Buy our tires and we can lower your total cost per mile and it'll be the right thing for your company. So that's a way that you can spin this wallet benefit into more of a heart benefit. Not too difficult. Okay, let's take a look at this one. This is an ad for a run flat tire. It gets a puncture and it will stay inflated for a while until you can get to help. Let's look at this ad. This is a 2-page spread from a magazine. Run flat tires keeps drivers in control. And then I go down and I see a cutaway of the tire. It's not like any tire I've ever seen before. Then I move over to the right and I see a board with some nails I'm getting ready to drive over. And then I go up to the top and I see the guy. He's about to get a flat tire. He's not about to stop. This actually includes all 3 benefits. So this ad actually includes head, heart, and wallet. And it concludes with the heart approach. He's about to get a flat tire. He's not about to stop. He doesn't have to worry. He's going to be in control of the car. He's not going to lose time. It's really a good ad. Now, I want to show you a good video ad that seems to wrap this stuff up real well.
More coverage, more intensity, more warmth, and more unforgettable than ever. H2O Kinetic Showers. The feeling of more water without using more water. Smart technology and total relaxation combine to deliver a shower experience unlike any other. Inside the shower head, the natural energy of the water is harnessed and channeled through a series of carefully placed, highly engineered chambers with no moving parts. The chambers create vortexes that oscillate. As the oscillating water exits, it's sculpted into a unique wave pattern, providing a dense, concentrated spray. Designed to be the size of a water drop in the rainforest, these larger, fuller droplets retain their heat longer so that the entire shower experience feels warmer. Put it all together, and you get a shower that's so drenching and soothing that it feels like more water, even without using more. From smart engineering to an unforgettable experience, H2O Kinetic technology has revolutionized the shower. H2O Kinetic Showers. Another way Delta is more than just a shower. See what Delta can do.
Yep, feels like more water without using more water. That's pretty good. Feels like emotional without using more water, wallet savings. And then the 3D video with exploded view shows you how the water goes through and channels and ends up creating these vortices. That's pretty good. That's a good logical way of demonstrating how you receive the benefit. So there's head, heart, and wallet in this ad. Pretty good. I want this to be your goal as well. When you do ads, if you do video ads or if you've got written ads, we want head, heart, and wallet in each of the ads. So remember, benefits need to be specific and numeric. If you're claiming that your restaurant has free salt and pepper every Tuesday night, nobody's going to care because it's free everywhere. If you're saying your people or your quality or your service make you great, nobody cares because everybody says that too. Come on, we need to prove this. Let's put some proof behind our words, stop using jargon, and let's actually give people a real reason, okay? Here's an ad for an airline, and they say the mission of our airlines is dedication to the highest quality of customer service, delivered with a sense of warmth, friendliness, individual pride, and company spirit. They tell you why they are great. It's their people. Here's one for Rescue Tape. I love this stuff. The world's #1 self-fusing silicone tape. Their claim is quality, and they explain at the bottom of the ad what the quality means. They give you a lot of technical information, and they say Rescue Tape is the world's best-selling brand of self-fusing silicone tape. So pretty good. They're talking about quality. Here's one here, Kroger Marine Construction near Clemson University. These guys build very high-end boat docks, the best you could ever imagine, and they've got lots of innovations and features built into these docks to help people enjoy their lives. You know, one of the things they say is that if you have a house on the water, the front door isn't the one facing the street, it's the one facing the water. And so they want this to be a grand entrance. They talk about craftsmanship. They don't cut corners. They give every design, every product they build is absolutely the best. And so they differentiate themselves by their quality. And they tell you what quality means. They discuss that in their copy here about craftsmanship. This one, in my mind, is a good ad. It's specific and it's numeric. Twice as fast, half the price. Well, but compared to what? It doesn't say. You're left to try to figure that out yourself. And, you know, that may not necessarily be a bad thing. Twice as fast as what? Well, it doesn't matter. It's twice as fast, so I want it. Half the price. Well, half the price compared to what kind of phone? Well, I don't know, and it doesn't matter. Let's buy it. It's like when we go shopping sometimes for clothes. You go through the store to the back of the store, and you look for the clearance rack. You're looking for the 75% off, 50% off. That we're looking for these percentages. We're looking for a comparison. And so what I want you to understand from this is that your claims, your talk about your benefits, whatever your conversation is to your customers about you, should be comparative. Compared to what? We're better compared to what? We're faster compared to what? Our product is stronger compared to what? You need to make comparative statements. This one's pretty good. Twice as fast, half the price. All right, we have talked about making an overt benefit promise, right? We've talked about making a promise to our customers to make a difference in their lives. Now we need to prove it because, you know, the bigger the promise, the more unexpected the promise is, the more proof or credibility they're going to need. You know, if you're doing the same thing as everybody else and you're claiming to do the same things that everybody else does, they're not going to really need any proof. Nobody's going to be saying, prove it to me, because it's expected. So in this case, we want you to make a promise that's big enough that it requires some proof or some credibility. So that's what we're going to be talking about now. We don't trust people the way we used to. Used to be years and years ago, a TV personality could stand up and endorse a product and people would go out and buy it. But that's not so much the case nowadays. People don't trust companies the way they did just a few years ago. Most people, 80% of people, who will stop buying products or services from companies when they start to question their trustworthiness. And then a third of those people will openly campaign against the company on the internet. So, you know, you really don't want to tick people off. You don't want to lose their trust. And then 2/3 of people really don't even believe advertisers and marketing. They think it's hype. Regardless of what you say, they don't believe it. So we're becoming more cynical. And these are, you know, this is the truth. This is what we have to deal with here when we're marketing, is we're trying to sell to people who aren't listening. And if they are listening, they don't believe what we have to say. So it's going to require some credibility. So given that they're not going to be listening, or they're not going to be believing. We need to give people a reason to believe our promises. Prove it to them, give them a reason to believe what we're telling them. Now, we are going to build credibility using these 5 different elements. This is really all the sources for credibility. The first one is the data. Give me the numbers that indicate you're better. Show me a demonstration. How can you demonstrate that you're better? Maybe testimonials from satisfied customers, or pedigree, awards, and certifications that you have, or possibly a guarantee or a warranty. These are your 5 sources of credibility. Okay, let's look at these 5 individually. The first one we're going to take a look at is the data. Here's an example of a company that makes a product. It's engine oil, and their claim is now cleans up to 40% of sludge in the first oil change. So the data, of course, is the 40%. Here's one for somebody that makes frozen peas, and they're comparing the frozen peas to fresh peas, and they say 9 out of 10 people prefer their frozen peas to fresh peas, and so that's yet another data point. Okay, this is an exercise facility for seniors, people over 50, and you can see their tagline is fitness after 50, growing stronger after 50, and it says new analysis shows this place can double strength in 1 year. You can too. So the members are doubling strength in 1 year. That is data that you're looking for proof, and you can too is the sort of benefit promise for this. So this is the data for this exercise facility. They say you can double strength in 1 year. That's pretty good. Now let's move to talk about demonstration. The first thing you did is you showed data. Now we want to demonstrate that we can keep our promises. To do this, I want to show you a brief video by a company called DocBlocks. Yeah, I like the DocBlocks video because it gives you a true visual demonstration without really needing any spoken words. And it tells you what makes it better than competitive products, and it helps you to understand what your enjoyment factor or your benefits are going to be. I think it's a good video. Now, that was a demonstration for a consumer product. I want to now show you a video for a service. This would be Summit Rubber's video.
Since 1982, Summit Rubber has set the standard for excellence in custom molded rubber and silicone products for even the most demanding customers. We serve a wide range of industries including restaurant and uniform supply, fitness equipment, fire protection, industrial supply, architecture, and even gun ranges. And the parts we make range anywhere from less than an ounce to over 50 pounds. Most of our clients value our assistance with product development to ensure the design is optimized to meet the cost and quality requirements. Our unique experience and engineering capabilities will help you avoid costly mistakes and get you to market faster. We can provide value all the way from concept visualization to production. If you're looking for a reliable supplier for a pre-existing part, Summit Rubber is your best choice. That's because we guarantee our product is made to your exact specifications, on time, every time. We are ISO compliant and offer an impeccable quality record for production, mold maintenance, and mold repair. We'll get you up and running quickly with a hassle-free transition, ensuring minimal downtime during that transition. Discover why Fortune 500 companies in dozens of industries to startups have all trusted Summit for their custom rubber and silicone molding needs. Call us today at 843-875-4627 or submit your request for a quote online, and we'll provide an estimate in 24 hours or less in most cases.
So this is another good example. They talk a lot about their overt benefits, and then they provide a lot of credibility in the videos. So this is also a good example. Now that we've talked about providing data and then giving a good demonstration, now we're going to talk about testimonials. Give me some testimonials from satisfied customers. Here's a product testimonial from a couple that said that this product actually saved their lives. This is, it's pretty good. Doesn't get much better than that. Here's one from a metal fab shop in South Carolina called Lawrence Fabrication. They've got a couple of good testimonials here. Very knowledgeable, resourceful group, passion for great customer service, and even product development when needed. So this is good. And this raises a point. Testimonials are credibility. They provide context to whatever your promise is. You know, this is really hard to do if you haven't made a promise to begin with. People will say, I don't know what to put on the website. Well, that starts with making a promise. You know, we promise that we're going to do this particular thing for. Then you provide the credibility you can actually deliver on that promise. And in particular, Lawrence Fabrication, they talk a lot about being knowledgeable and having a passion for customer service. So having a testimonial speak directly to that is perfect. That's what you want. You want your testimonials to speak directly to whatever your strength is. Here's another one for JIT Manufacturing. JIT has been a top sheet metal fabrication supplier to us for over the past 10 years. Pretty good. Understand the importance of a win-win relationship between the customer and supplier. Again, this is spot on with what they have to say in their website about why JIT is better. Again, you want your testimonials to speak directly to a benefit promise. Wouldn't want necessarily for you to say, we've got exceptional customer service, or our product works better than anybody else's, but then the testimonial is, hey, they're just great guys, love to hang out with them. That doesn't tell you anything. It's nice to have somebody say they like you, but that doesn't provide any credibility for your promise, so we need to try to stay away from that. Next, we're going to talk about pedigree. Pedigrees, awards, certifications, maybe organizations you belong to. Noteworthy customers you've done business for, how many years you've been in business. That's your pedigree. CNBC says first in business worldwide. They were the first, and so they can claim that chronologically all the time. Now, Fox Business, they can't chronologically claim to be the first, so they say first in business soon, which they actually are changing the definition of first to be not chronologically first, but first perhaps in viewership. So this is one source of pedigree is how long you've been around. Here's one for Fender guitars. It spawned 20 imitations, and it spawned an entire industry. You can't take that away from them. These are typical certifications that we see for automotive suppliers, and you've got UL registration, that sort of thing. These are, we've got a lot of clients that pursue these certifications. These certifications prove that you have systems that you follow, and it helps to ensure that the customer's parts are going to work, that the customer is going to be satisfied. Here's an example of pedigree from a company called Precision Valve. They make valves for spray cans. They actually invented them years ago. And to prove their pedigree, they have a timeline on their website that looks like this, that you can scroll left and right, and you can actually look at the long series of innovations they've had over the years. Pretty cool. And last, we're going to talk about guarantee. Making a guarantee or offering a warranty for performance. So, everybody knows Land's End, guaranteed, period. So regardless of what happens, you send it back, they send you a new one. Pretty good. There are companies out there that offer these kind of no questions asked, complete guarantees or warranties. Here is an example of a company. I've blacked out the names because this it says at the top, performance guaranteed, but as you read the fine print, there's really not much that's being guaranteed. It says your screening efficiency will be maintained or increased, and we will meet your specification. And at the bottom bullet point says if we make a mistake, we will accept responsibility and make it right. So in essence, this is really not any different from the way anybody else is doing business. They promise to do the best job they can, and if they make a mistake, they promise that they'll fix it. So let's contrast that with this. This is Phoenix Specialty. They're a manufacturer who makes stamped parts, most of the time little precision washers. They have what they call the risk-free promise. They guarantee quality and delivery and price. So if the quality is not according to spec, then they promise to next day air up to 50 pounds of product to you. If the parts are not going to ship on time because of a fault that's theirs and not the customer calling in to change the delivery date, then they will next day air up to 50 pounds of product to keep you in business. And then finally, they guarantee the price will be locked for 12 months. So if you're a buyer and you've got this long stack of stuff to quote and to purchase, and you find yourself buying the same things month after month, they promise that they're going to give you the lowest price, and that price is locked in for a 12-month period. So this gets at the heart of what their customers are looking for. Their customers, at the end of the day, want the parts made right, they want them shipped on time, and they want to get a decent price. And so Phoenix, to my knowledge, is the only company in their industry who's offering this three-way promise. So those are the 5 sources of credibility to prove your promise. Remember, this is virtually impossible to do if you haven't made a promise to begin with. What you're doing is you're proving something. So you make the promise to the customer, and then you use these 5 different areas of credibility to prove your promise. Now look what we have. Let's say, for instance, I'm the customer you're trying to sell to, and you show me the data that indicates you're better. I'll say, well, that's okay, but you can play with data, you can prove anything you want. So then you show me a demonstration, a video of the product in action, or a video of your team at work, or maybe a process flow diagram that explains what you do in graphical detail. Some kind of demonstration, you show me that, and I'm like, well, okay, that helps, but I'm still not any closer to feeling good about this. So next you show me satisfied customers. You give me some testimonials from satisfied customers. That helps. I feel better, but in the back of my mind, I'm still thinking, even though you have a satisfied customer, you may have a lot of dissatisfied customers as well. So I'm still kind of leery. I'm still a little bit afraid or hesitant. Then you show me the pedigree, how long you've been around, the work you've done for people, the awards and certifications, patents. Those kinds of sources of pedigree help me. And so I'm still, if I'm the most cynical person out there, my feeling is, this may work out for everybody else, but it just isn't going to work out for me. I'm just sad sack. Whatever I buy has to go back to the store. Whatever I own breaks. It just doesn't work out for me. You notice it's a pretty cynical perspective. And by offering these sources of credibility, what you've done is you've backed them into a corner, in a sense, a sort of a intellectual corner. And by offering that guarantee or that warranty, what you have done is eliminate any logical reason that they could say no to you. You've eliminated any logical reason. So You've provided all these sources of credibility. You've made your promise, and now you challenge the customer to say no to you. And it's very difficult because you've covered all of your areas. Now, let me explain something else to you about this. Data, demonstration, testimonial, and pedigree. They all boost purchase intent. Some people say a little over 40%. Individually, they boost purchase intent. Guarantee, however, boosts purchase intent significantly more, maybe in excess of 60%. So each of these is related or is correlated with purchase intent, and your goal should be to include all five. But for full disclosure, a lot of our clients are afraid of the guarantee. They're afraid of making the promise. But if you think about it, you're absorbing the customer's sense of risk. And by absorbing that risk, you're buying their purchase. So what we found is virtually every client we have out there offers some form of guarantee. They say, if we do work for you and it doesn't work out, we'll make it right. We promise to make it right. Well, you know what? This is a better sales tool than a customer service tool. Turn this into a sales tool. If your promise is better than anybody else's promise, then advertise it. Use it to your strength. Use your good, strong, solid, defensible guarantee or warranty. Make it stronger than anybody else's, and that's virtually guaranteed to increase purchase intent. That's what we're trying to do. So one of your homework assignments is going to be to complete a form that looks like this. It's just going to be basically a spreadsheet where you have benefit claims or promises across the top, and then you have the 5 sources of credibility to prove those promises. So you'll choose benefit claim number 1, write in that claim, we promise to save you time, save you money, reduce your headaches, whatever the promise is. And then you list out the different kinds of data, the different testimonials you'll need, the pedigree, the demonstration, and then finally a guarantee that you can use to prove your promise, your claim. Once you've done that, you move to claim number 2, and you offer the sources of proof there as well. Those sources of proof are then rolled into your website. They're rolled into whatever collateral materials you have. Maybe you've got a sales presentation that you're doing, something on PowerPoint. Maybe you're setting up a trade show. Whatever your collateral materials are, all of this stuff needs to be rolled into that message. So this will be one of your homework assignments. Okay, we're rounding this thing out to talk about dramatic difference. We've talked about making a specific promise based on a benefit, and then we've talked about how to provide credibility to our promise. How can we prove that we can deliver on our benefit? Well, this is where we are now. I may offer a tremendous benefit and I may offer tremendous credibility, but if the guy next door does also, we're still going to compete on price. So what I need to do is find a way to be dramatically different in a meaningful way to the customer. Can the customer discern a difference between us and the competition? That's where we're going with this. So you tell the truth about what you can do that others can't do, and you talk about what makes you meaningfully unique in the eyes of the customers. We say if you're not meaningfully unique, you better be cheap, because you're going to compete on price. Here's an example for I'm not quite sure what to call this, a vacuum cleaner. Hera, our newest model, is also our most ergonomic. It comes with a convenient removable control stick, blah, blah, blah. The most important part on this is it says that it's the only vacuum cleaner that kills 99 point something percent of bacteria and eliminates over 93% of dust mites. It's the only. That's what's so important about this. We're looking for superlatives. Here's another vacuum cleaner, Auric Halo, the world's only, there's the key word again, ultraviolet germ-killing upright vacuum cleaner. If you want to disinfect your carpet, then the Auric Halo is the only way to go if you're going to use UVC light. Otherwise, I suppose you have to use chemicals. Or you could probably use ozone, but that's probably going to be detrimental to the carpet. So this is your only option. If you want to be able to disinfect your carpet with ultraviolet light, then you're going to have to buy the Auric, the only. the world's first. This is another source of dramatic difference. It's the first 3D camcorder. Some people would definitely I would stay away from, the first electronic anything. I don't want to be the first one. But some people do. And so in that case, then claiming you're the world's first is a good thing. So you want to make these superlative claims: the first, the only, the best, the finest. You can say now for the first time. And of course, if you have any patents, then that has built-in dramatic difference. So we have a client who rewinds motors, big motors, and their claim to fame is that they spend a lot more time on the teardown phase, and they put out a really detailed report on what caused it to fail and how they made the repair. So they offer the best motor repair package in the business. That's an example of how you would do this. You want to be able to make some sort of superlative claim. Now, the kind of flip side of this is, after you sit and think about this and scratch your head and don't come up with something, this could indicate that you don't have a superlative, and this should lead you to the point of saying we need to add some capability. We need to add something that's going to help us differentiate ourselves. And as this program progresses, you can ask us questions about this. We'll be glad to lead you through some possible solutions to this problem. So another exercise you're going to be doing for your homework is this real simple little spreadsheet here. Asking these questions: what do we do better than anybody else? How much better do we do it? And you need to be as specific as possible. Like twice as good, half as much time is required, or we have 25% better customer service, whatever the claim is. What do we do better than anybody else? How much better do we do it? And finally, why is it better for the customer? It may seem better for you. I'm not talking about, it's better for you because it makes you more money, or it has better profitability, or it's easy to build, or whatever. This is based on the customer. What does the customer get out of it? So explain why this is better for the customer. All right, well, I told you this was a lot of material. This is the last slide. This draws it all together. It shows you the process. It says the overt benefit promise. You make an overt benefit promise, and then you provide a real reason to believe, credibility that you can deliver your promise. And then thirdly, that wraps it together, is you say what makes you meaningfully unique. What is your dramatic difference? And this takes time. It takes a lot of time sometimes. You have to work at it, give it a lot of thought, and bounce ideas off of friends and coworkers to see if you can come up with something that's really compelling. As I said a minute ago, part of the problem, part of the difficulty in this exercise is just teasing out the truth. But what often happens is, after trying to tease this out, you realize there's no truth to tease out. We have nothing that's great. We have nothing that's superlative. In that case, your task is probably, through strategic planning session, to try to find some things that you can add to your capabilities that would help you to differentiate. Maybe you're the first company to offer your products on an e-commerce site, or maybe you offer an online configuration tool that nobody else offers. Whatever that capability needs to be. And so if you're interested in talking about finding some real ways to differentiate yourself, please call SCMEP, and we'll be glad to talk to you about how we can help you to further differentiate. And so this concludes the messaging training module.